Hey you, it's Jess here. We are doing a flip through of January through March in my 2023 planner, which is from Caress Press. I do love her inserts a lot, and I even used like her labels and everything for the month. I just think it's so beautiful, and I did decorate these during Planmas, so if you want to go see that. Apologies if you heard the tram go by, but I have the door open. But I'm wearing a jumper because it's actually cold today. I don't know. The summer has kind of gone for a bit here. But let's go through the 3 months of spreads, and I'll just quickly talk about each one just a little bit. This is more of an in-depth flip through, and then at the end of the year, I'll just have like music and be flipping through each one silently for the whole year. But we might as well do each quarter a little bit more in-depth. But yeah, so I did decorate every like little dashboard during that planner setup for a specific theme, which at the end of the year it's going to go into that planner, which is all themed out. But for the summer, I'm in this beautiful purple Printpression planner that's all decorated, but similar decorations, but not the same. So let's have a look. First, I have January, and I did try out a Monday start layout in here because Caress Press does give you that option with foil overlays, and then I very quickly just switched to February. You'll see I think I still have the stickers, but I left the Monday start, and then March still with the stickers, but eventually I just go and buy her dated ones because I can't be bothered with buying the foil. But this is January for New Year's. I decided to use my New Year's art for this monthly that she had on offer because I didn't use it in my actual planner because the first week of the year I used this I'm a Fake Art, and this is from SPC. And I used Sparkly Hollow because I went and saw Blind Channel, one of my favorite bands, perform, and I even got quotes from Planner Hannah of their like lyrics. So yeah, what else to say? Well, I finished reading all of Narnia over December, and this is when I finished the last book, which if you watch those you will see my opinion wasn't. I loved all the books except for the last one, so I don't know, you gotta read it to know, but in my opinion, I would, if I reread them, I would stop at 6. I wouldn't bother with the last battle again, but that's just my opinion. I did read all of them when I was a kid, but I didn't remember them, so it was nice to reread them over December, over the holidays. But otherwise, yeah, here I got baked lemon cookies, a lemon shortbread, because I'd been melting a melt from Fantasy Wax Co that was like lemon cookies scented. I'm like, it smells so good and so like an actual cookie that we decided to make some. And then we planned out our movie challenge that we did for a few months. We haven't for a while because we just haven't been in the mood to watch movies on our TV, but well, hopefully we'll get back into it. But the first movie was American Graffiti that week. And there's New Year's Day. This is the first New Year's in years and years and years that I actually went to bed before midnight. We just couldn't be bothered this night. Yeah. So whatever. And like New Year's Eve, I edited my taxes, so you know how that goes. And then for the first week of January, I have my first like winter spread, which I used gold for this one, but this is an SPC kit. Love this one. It really made me think of winter in Helsinki. Just has those vibes, you know. But yeah, I thought the gold would be something different, especially for winter, and I really love the way it looks all together. So what have we even got here? I don't know what it meant by Comfort Pirates videos anymore. Like, what was I don't remember anymore. Oh, Pirates of Penzance, yes. I grew up loving the Gilbert and Sullivan opera musicals, so I was watching all of Pirates of Penzance, the like Australian 90s version of it, so which I had seen in person as a kid. So yeah, and then we bought a bunch of audiobooks because we got a bunch of credits for Christmas. Watched Glass Onion this day. That was really good. Our movie of the weekend was The Shawshank Redemption, which I'd never seen before, and I could see why it's some people's favorite film. It was actually really good. So I really enjoyed that. Watching a lot of Nintendo Talk. He streams a lot of Animal Crossing, which is what he was doing at the time. We had dinner fail, so I think we tried to cook dinner and it sucked. So we got McDonald's instead. But yeah, love the black. And then this is the same artist, so similar vibes, more at home, country cozy. But I used silver with this one. The kit from SPC and the foil is, this is the mistletoe design from Caress Press, which is, I think, one of my all-time favorites. It's not just for Christmas, winter, it's just beautiful all year round. But we have like caffeine vibes from Plan With Me stickers here. Love that. So what did I do this week? More Nintendo Talk. I think this is when he created Animal Crossing hard mode, so they were doing a lot of streaming about that. We had noisy neighbors this day. Our neighbors are actually pretty good in this building. So, we were eating Cocoa Pops. We're still kind of obsessed with Cocoa Pops. We go into like Luck and my partner Luck and I go into sort of phases where we really love cereal. And our movie was Dead and Loving It. This is probably the only Mel Brooks film I had never seen. And while it definitely wasn't as good as his other ones, it's kind of the end of his filmmaking. It was still really funny, and we still quote it to this day, especially the line of like, "She is Nosferatu." What? She's Italian? You have to watch. It's so good in the film. I love silly comedies, so I was into that. And then we ate Flaming Hot Doritos. I don't know if they work as well on Doritos as Flaming Hot Cheetos are, but we had them, they were at the shop, so we got them. This is when Lisa Marie Presley passed away, very sadly. Then we were going to more traditional, colorful winter stuff, and I used this like hollow pink from SPC, as well as this was an October mystery, I believe, like a Snow Queen fairy tale, like a fairy core. I think it's like Animal Crossing fairy core, but with winter kind of look. This is the time where I had a 700 gigabyte file because I accidentally left a screen recording on, because I'd been screen recording for some vlogs and also like, how I edit files and stuff for my drawing, and I accidentally left a screen recording on for like 48 hours and it was a 700 gigabyte file. So I had to get rid of that, and that made everything a lot pretty weird on my computer. I don't know why I never noticed it, but that was pretty funny. I finished reading the graphic novel series called Wet Moon. I finished all 7 books this day. I'd previously read 6 of them, and then I kind of fell out of it while the 7th one was being made and released. So I finally finished the whole series, and that was really good. If you want an adult slice of life, maybe not all these girls are great people, kind of chill graphic novel series, like it's adult, there's nudity and stuff, then you might enjoy Wet Moon. I also was reading N.K. Jemisin's books here. I think I started The Obelisk Gate, but I just finished the 5th season. The Broken Earth trilogy, so good, highly recommend. What else? There was construction at this time, pretty much for a while, because they were building a chemist or pharmacy downstairs beneath us, and it was very loud. I built a standing desk this day, so that was nice. We watched Billy Elliot as our movie, and I made what we call doorstops. So there's a restaurant in Australia. I think it's closed now. It was a big, just like a chain. It was called Billy Baxter's. I guess it was kind of like an Applebee's kind of thing, but there was no like bar element. It was just a chain, cheaper restaurant. They used to have doorstops, which were they're like open sandwiches with cooked chicken, sun-dried tomato, avocado, and cheese, and they get grilled and melted, or broiled, you would say, outside of Australia. The broiler is called the grill in Australia, but anyway. And those are so good, and we recreated the doorstops because they're so easy to make yourself, but delicious. And there was a Lunar New Year, so I wanted to put that in. Here's the rabbit. But yeah, just a lazy time. And then I used my Frozen Woods art with a sparkly, I think this set is from, the foil is from Caress Press. The kit is from SPC. Just sparkly pixie hollow with snowflakes for Frozen Woods. And I think I filmed my first like in my face video this day, which I haven't really done much since, but I walked to posting. It was like the worst day for me to walk to the post office because at this time, like this day actually had a warning about the ice on the roads and the sidewalks. And it was super icy going to the post office, and then it like melted the rest of the week, so I picked the worst day to go, but whatever. I didn't slip at all this winter, and I'm very proud of myself. Pretty much you always slip at least once a winter, right? More construction, and they would start at like 7 a.m. and I'm like, why? Why are you starting at 7? It's so mean. We cooked Rice Krispie treats this day, built more furniture because we had IKEA delivery. I think this is when I built my Kallax shelf that's next to my desk now. Or maybe it's something else. I don't know. Or I got an extra bookcase to go with our 2, so now we have a set of 3. But anyway, and then we watched Party Girl as one of our movies, which hilariously watched it, and then like the week after it got added to the Criterion collection, and I had never heard of it before searching to put it in this challenge. So it was pretty funny. Like, oh, it's actually a fairly well-known film, well, at least a cult film. Then we have February, and we just have fun. And this is like a different color palette. I use this art both in here and in the spread, but there was a different color palette. So I used Caress Press's color palette for the monthly. And then I use SBC's version. I can't believe this year was my 7 years on YouTube. That's kind of random. I feel like I always forget about that, how long it's been. So my first week of February and sort of leading up from winter into romantic, I used my, what did I call this art? I can't even remember anymore. Apologies, but I don't remember what this art was called anymore, but I used a mixed metal, sparkly hollow and silver from SPC, and it really does make it look so glittery and pretty because half of it is not that hollow. So I think that looks really cool. I was reading the last book of that trilogy by N.K. Jemisin, The Stone Sky. Working. I finished Easter this week, I think. More construction. I released Easter on Thursday. I tried to do like a little matching icon there. More doorstops. We've been making them. We got the air fryer around this time, and we were making them in the air fryer. They're so good. Buy too much wax. Oopsies. Friday is like those release days for wax. Oh, bean pudding, which is an inside joke. We were like we spend a lot of time like lying in bed just talking to each other, and we have like a whole relationship. And we go into like weird tangents and inside jokes. And there's a whole joke about chocolate bean pudding, because isn't that delicious? Imagine a bean pudding that's chocolate flavored. It was a whole thing. And then our movie was Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, which I really enjoyed. I enjoy Guy Ritchie films. Is this when we started watching Friday Night Lights? I think so. We actually haven't finished it, but we watched at least 3 seasons. But yeah, I have already, years ago when Locke was on a long trip to Singapore. They lived in Singapore for 3 months back in 2015, and that while they were gone and I was living alone, I watched all of Friday Night Lights, and then I watched all of Parenthood, and then I actually got into YouTube for the first time. So I didn't actually watch any YouTube until 2015, which maybe that sounds nuts, but So that's because I'm an old. And I was always on before that I was on private forums, and then I was into Reddit for certain hobbies. So YouTube was never part of those hobbies yet. But then I got more into makeup and beauty in 2015, so that's why I started watching YouTube. But Locke had never watched Friday Night Lights, so we started watching it. Then we have, this is the week before Valentine's, just this really beautiful Sadie art. Sadie Piper art. I think this is when her art really blew up, honestly. I think everyone used this for Valentine's. And I just used this really pretty pink foil from SPC. And, paid some taxes, ran out of lights, pizza rants. Oh my god, we went on this whole rant about how expensive pizza is in this country. And then we ended up ordering Pizza Hut, which is the most expensive one. Because we're like, okay, maybe we get Burger King instead because that's pretty cheap. But then we added it up and it was the same cost as Pizza Hut. If you got Pizza Hut here does often every now and then a different pizza's on sale. So we got the on sale pizza and it was still the same price as Burger King. So our pizza rants were for naught. But it's just expensive anyway, you know. And then, our smoke detectors got checked in our building this day, and I was like, okay, what can I use to mark this? And I used this Roomba, robot vacuum, because it also looks like a smoke detector. So there's a little tip for you. If you have these robot vacuum stickers, they also look like smoke detectors. More Friday Night Lights and Intent Talk. We watched Mamma Mia as this week's movie, and then for a while, actually, for a few weeks, it just snowed on Saturdays, and then the snow would melt over the week, and then it would snow again on the Saturday, just constantly. It was crazy. And then I cooked blueberry muffins this weekend. We love that. And then, look, snow on Saturday. But it didn't snow like any other days, just Saturdays for ages. So this is Valentine's week, and I used this really fun cherry bomb mystery from Caress Press. And I just used the matching hollow foil that she paired with it, which I actually really like the hollow foil with it. It kind of goes more with the blue. But this week I was reading Legends and Lattes. I gave that book a 3. I didn't love it, but oh well, that's just my taste. And I finished it this day, and I started Babel, which I took a break from reading it, so I'm back to reading it on and off at the moment. And then I was like, am I sick? Because I felt kind of sick, but I was kind of sick. I don't know. I don't know if I was sick, but it wasn't great on my... I was just like, what's happening? I think it was just a very mild cold. And then I didn't have too much to put in, so I just put in Heidi Screams, you know. And then here's Twilight LaMayo, which we just watched... We didn't watch Twilight, and I've never watched them, but we watched reactors watch it because they were really funny. So we watched all of Twilight through a reaction channel because I don't want to waste my time watching actual movies. And then that night, which in comparison, we watched Downfall. But that was really good. And I baked brownies this day. Oh, Locke baked brownies this day, I remember. Because Locke cooks a lot of the meals and things. He cooked chicken pies, I think. Yeah. That was nice. Valentine's Day, did work, and then we got a strawberry cake delivered. Watched Friday Night Lights. Not a lot of stuff happened on Valentine's this year. Then the week after, I used this old set from Caress Press from the year prior, but I still had it in my collection. And I wanted to use it, and I just used minimal gold foil, just a la carte stuff. And I put it hanging there. I guess I wasn't doing well mentally at this point. When am I ever, honestly? I'm always struggling. But, I got in my feels here. More Friday Night Lights. Reading Babel. Oh, it was Pancake Day on Tuesday. Well, it's known as Pancake Day, in Britain. So we cooked pancakes, because why not? Defrosted the freezer because it was really, really cold these few days, so we were able just to put our freezer stuff on the balcony and defrost the freezer, which is great. pretty much just do that once a winter. Oh, then I was reading Ghost Station, which was really, really fun and good, about like it's like Cold War Berlin code breaking, and it was really, really good. So that was fun. And then Blind Channel had a new song come out, Flatline. I still listen to that, it's really good. And then we watched The Saint as our movie, and then it was UMK, which is the, you know how you have Eurovision? Well, in Finland, in a lot of countries, they do a national competition to select who will go to Eurovision. So this is that, and then obviously Katia and Cha 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 won. Loved it. And then, yeah, I don't think there's much else to put in this week. Lots of Friday Night Lights. I'm working. And then we come to the final month of this flip through. This is March, although this sticker says November, which we'll just ignore that. Not a lot happened, like pre-planned for March, so except Heidi's birthday. But I decided to go back and like pick out some of my older stuff in my collection to use it up. So this was a mystery from SPC. This is like a soft girl Control-Alt-Delete, but this was like the re-release. And then I used like her like Y2K foil bundle to go with this. Love it so much. So what have we got? We tried out this like KFC. So basically we only just got KFC in Finland, and it's actually like nowhere near where I live. It's in malls that are like on the outskirts of Helsinki or in other so like other neighborhoods like Espoo. So I have yet to have KFC here, which in Australia KFC was one of my favorite things. Yeah, so we only just got KFC and I can't get it delivered or anything. But we might possibly go get it soon because there's a KFC next to the cinema that has IMAX here, like the only IMAX screen, and I'm considering seeing Oppenheimer in IMAX, so might be able to get KFC for the first time in years. But anyway, Chittier Chicken is like a KFC dupe, I guess, because obviously those would come around if you don't have the official. But we tried it out for the first time. It's not bad, but it's still not very close to us, so the delivery fee is not really worth it, but it was good. And then I finished Ghost Station, and I started the second book of The Expanse, Caliban's War, and in the sidebar I just put Cha 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 because I was listening to that all week. Love it so much. Obviously I did a custom this week, yeah, so send files. I love using like these little like milk and egg stickers for groceries from Paper Milk. So fun. I was playing Animal Crossing again because of Nintendo Talk. And we watched North by Northwest. Although halfway through the film, for unrelated reasons, I had a total meltdown. But then we went back and started watching North by Northwest. But that was, yeah. That hasn't happened to me in years and years and years. But yeah. That's why my mental health has not been great lately, which is, I've been trying to get help, but it takes time. And then we had hot dogs on Sunday, so that's nice. And then this week of March 6th to the 12th, I used this Caress Press Mystery. Really fun, just hanging around at home. It has mochi donuts, and I was planning to get them this weekend. I didn't end up getting them, but I will. So what did we do this week? I was feeling sick and lazy this week apparently. Working on my videos. We played the new, I think this is when Mario Kart got, or at least previously we hadn't played the new Mario Kart stuff. So we were playing Mario Kart and the new like courses that they put in at the moment. Lameo with a disappearing face, so obviously something happened. I got delivery of my like hairdryer brush and also my big water bottle, which I still love and adore. Did some work. Bad sleep though. The movie for this week was Con Air, and I recently looked at my Letterboxd because I've been adding them to my Letterboxd after watching, and I gave Con Air 5 stars out of 5. And I don't remember doing that. I'm like, I guess I did really enjoy it. Like Con Air's really fun. But yeah. And then I had to update my laptop and I started playing The Sims 4 again because I hadn't played it in so long. And then I got really into a channel playing the Not So Berry Legacy, and I was like, you know what? I totally want to play this Legacy. And yeah, I've been hooked since. I'm still working on my Legacy, so I started March 11th. And today it is 7th of July, and I just started Generation 8. And it's a Generation 10. It's a 10 generation Legacy, so I'm getting close to the end. Oh, and then I used my new hairdryer brush for the first time, and my hair was so soft and pretty. But I think that's it. I was still reading Caliban's War and working hard. I worked on another custom, did I, this week? Apparently. Yeah, send files. So, this is the week of Heidi's birthday, and I only had one kit in my stash that had a cat in it, so that's why I used this one, Dead Inside. But I'd used Control-Alt-Delete at the start of the month. And this is kind of like a pairing with this, so I really liked using it again, and I'm glad I got to use it again. The Oscars were like 2 a.m. on Monday, so I watched those. I didn't go to bed till like 7 a.m. Like, I didn't sleep at all, but I watched the Oscars, and those were fun. Then Abbott Elementary finally came up. Like, we get delayed releases here, so we got 2 parts, and they release 10 episodes at a time. So it's been ages until we get to watch Abbott Elementary, but I think the first half came up of the show, and we just binged it in like 2 days. And then Heidi turned 8 years old this day, and we got steak delivery for her birthday because you gotta celebrate. And then we're watching the show from Apple TV, Shrinking. Highly recommend, really good. I really love Apple TV's original shows, actually. And then it was our first SEMA of the season. So for May 1st, like one of the traditional foods, you eat donuts and you eat SEMA. And SEMA is like, it's a type of mead cider thing. And usually you make it yourself, but obviously it's sold in store. And they came out, we don't know when they came into shop. This is our first bottle of it, and it's so good. It's only out until May 1st, so you gotta latch onto it and drink as much as you can. We only have 30 nuggy days, as Homer would say. Then Saturday, our movie was Belfast, which was interesting because my dad is from Belfast, so it was interesting to watch that. Obviously, that was about more the beginning of the Troubles, I think. Like in the 60s, I think. But my dad and granddad left to Australia in the 50s, I think. But yeah. I think that's it. I went to the post office and picked up some stuff. Went to the chemist, picked up my book. I did all my errands this weekend. So I was very proud of myself. And then we have I forget which month mystery this was. I don't know why. I remember some and forget some. But this is a mystery from last year from SB. Oh no. Was it from this year? Was it? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it's the book mystery. Really, really pretty. I used the matching book washi, but I kept it to a minimal, especially because it was matte bronze. So I thought it worked minimally. Did some work this week. Just a little bit of work. Brush tidy. Why snow? Because come on, snowing in the middle of the end of March is not cool. Then look at a doctor's appointment, and then when they came back, we got a vet appointment for Heidi because she had been tearing out the fur around her butt and her lower tail, and they couldn't find anything physically wrong with her. We tried some moisturizing stuff, but it kind of just went away as it got warmer. And she pretty much stripped all the fur to short, and then she just stopped. And then recently, as it's been growing back, she did it once more again. So we're thinking maybe she just doesn't want to have a long butt fur anymore. Like it annoys her or something, like when she goes to the litter. So I've just gone and trimmed it myself so she doesn't try and pull it out anymore. And that seems to work. So I guess she just decided, I'm 8 now. I don't want to deal with long butt fur anymore. And I'm going to deal with it by pulling it all out like a crazy cat. But I think if I keep it trimmed, she seems to be happy again. So I'm happy it's kind of worked out. And there's nothing actually wrong with her. So then I was obviously playing some Sims still. And I finished the very first generation, the mid-gen, this week. Did some shopping for Heidi. We wanted to try and see if there was anything else up with her, like her food. And we did actually change her diet. So we changed her food to an indoor formula. And she really, really likes it and it's helped a lot. So I'm glad we did that. But yeah, otherwise, the movie for this week was The Father, which is the movie that Anthony Hopkins recently got an Oscar for in the last couple of years. And honestly, it's so good. The Father, he 100% deserved that Oscar. I was sobbing at the end. It will destroy you, but it's so good. It is about Alzheimer's, I will just say. If you can't handle that, don't watch The Father, because it's very much about that, but it was very, very good. And then Spring Forward happened here in Finland. So yeah, on the finale of Shrinking, which was crazy. They kind of it feels like they're going to take the next season to a completely different place. I had a sore wrist. I think that's why I wasn't working so much this week, because I have been dealing on and off with tendonitis in my drawing hand, which it's also why I need a lot of breaks, honestly. I'm physically not that capable anymore. This is the very last week of March, but I will have April through June next week on my channel if you're watching as this comes up. But let's finish up March. And this video, this was my teddy bread art. And I used just some silver stuff from Planet Choco, like these bears, but then also some SBC sparkle design, and then also this quote from Plan With Me stickers, iced coffee is my love language. Thought this went perfect with teddy bread, but this was sort of my lead up into more warmer spring stuff. Oh, we had hot chocolates this day. Did some filming. Started watching, I think this is when Ted Lasso came back, and then we're watching Big Door Prize as well. We're still working on Heidi meds, so it's a medication, but it was like a moisturizer. She didn't really like it though. Finished Caliban's War. That took a while. This is when we started making BLT sandwiches, which, they're just so tasty. And our movie for this week was The Hateful Eight. It was okay. I'm half-half on Quentin Tarantino films, to be honest. Although this film did have Walter Goggins? Is that his name? He's Uncle Baby Billy in Righteous Gemstones, and he's just so good in everything. So I like that from it. And then, is this the first time we made buffalo chicken dip? I don't know if Andre will be watching this, but basically her vlogs got me to make buffalo chicken dip. And we've made it a billion times since, because it's so tasty. And then we also cooked a turkey chili. Oh, and we had Mammy for the first time. And the election, oh my gosh. Mammy, you should look it up. It's like a traditional Easter food here, and it is really weird. It's like black goop that you eat with ice cream or cream. Yeah, I had my first try. I didn't hate it, but it was also kind of weird. Like, it's kind of pudding-like, but also kind of stretchy, but also kind of grainy. I don't know. I didn't hate it. But it wasn't like, oh, yum yum for me. I think it's like one of those hate-love things, like Vegemite. But that's a Finnish Easter thing. And then the Finnish election, where they elected a far-right government. We won't get into it, but they only just started being empowered to. It's taken them weeks to figure out their coalition stuff, because it's actually 4 parties in charge. Because that's the way it works here. It's not a 2-party system. Like in Australia, you have multiple parties. Although Australia is still kind of 2-party, but the Greens get in there, as a third group. But yeah, the election. Oof. Roof. Stoof. And of course we can't vote in them, so I can only vote in local municipality. So I can vote for mayor, basically. But not in the wider government. But oh well. That was fun. Just can't believe it. Although apparently, basically in Finnish politics, the current government almost never gets in, so they're just constantly changing governments every election. So that's all right, I guess. It's interesting to have like finally experience, but whatever. That's the end of March. Then we're going to go into April and the next video. But if you liked it, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more. Next week I will have April through June, and I don't think I filmed almost any June stuff on my channel. So you might want, if you're interested, you can come and have a look at those spreads. But otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. I love you. Bye bye.